Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today the video is going to be about how I created my glueless 30-inch ponytail. These are all of the products that I pretty much used. I know you guys can't see from the video because I'm going too fast, but each of the products that I use will be listed in the description below, so you don't have to worry about, everything that I use. Okay, so starting out, you want to make sure that you shampoo and condition that hair. You need clean hair. Then you're going to blow dry your hair straight. So I first use the blow drying comb that you attach to the blow dryer to detangle my hair, and then I like to blow dry it a second time, and using my brush to blow dry it straight. And of course, prior to putting all this heat on my hair, I did use a protectant for heat. So I sprayed my hair with heat protectant so my hair won't get damaged for all the heat that I'll be using throughout this video on my hair. Okay, so after blow drying, I use my Red Pro Titanium 460 flat irons that everyone should get. I parted my hair horizontally starting at the very back. And I wanted to part this off as small as possible just to make sure that I get all of the naps in the kitchen in the back, because you got to make sure that ponytail is slayed and neat, honey. Self-explanatory, but the way I like to flat iron my hair personally, I'll section a big section off horizontally, and then I like to section that section into a third vertically, just to make sure that I perfectly flat iron that whole row, if that makes sense. You can see what I'm doing right here, just for further explanation. Done with that section, your hair should look something like this. And yes, friends, I know I do need my ends clipped, but that's not what this video is about today. So you're gonna section off another row going horizontally, and you're pretty much gonna do the same thing throughout your whole head. Just keep sectioning, do that third row, parting, flat iron, and just keep doing the same procedure until you get to the top of your head, just to ensure that every piece of your hair is straightened and nothing is left, with shrinkage at the roots or anything like that. As you're flat ironing, your hair should look as straight as this, or straighter if you can get it straighter, but I was kind of doing like a mini length check, to be honest, but it kind of looks like you're starting a wrap in a way. I then proceeded to use my hot comb that I got from the local beauty supply. This is one that you can plug into the wall, and I think it gets about 460 degrees Fahrenheit, so pretty hot. But I just wanted to get as close as to those edges as possible to ensure that my edges are nice and neat, and my ponytail is nice and sleek at the beginning, at those roots. FYI, I am 100% natural, which is the reason why I have to, straighten my hair so good, because once that heat touches my head, everything is shriveling back up. So I want to make sure I get my hair as straight as possible throughout this process to ensure that my edges are laid and that ponytail is laid, okay? take a mini break because the clips are short, but I was there for some hours sis doing this. So here are the little flat irons that I use to get those edges and the very back of my hair, because you know sometimes the big flat irons kind of burn and I mess up my little pretty scalp. This part right here is optional. Some girls like it, some girls don't, but I like to have those little free fall, I don't know, parts on the side where your hair is just kind of just sticking out. It's pretty cute to me. I like to do it, but everyone don't have to do it. And then I just started to put the rest of my hair up in the ponytail because I'm going to start slicking it down in a minute. Right here I'm just sectioning off my edges, the swoops that I want in the front for my baby hairs. I'm just sectioning that off right now. So for my ponytail, I used Edge Booster Style Factor. I've seen a lot of YouTubers use this. I use the polished edges just for my personal use. I use black castor oil in the lavender scent, and I use pink oil moisturizer along with Murray's grease. So I first used the black castor oil on my hair because it's pretty thick. I use the dime size of everything. Then I used the pink oil moisturizer after that. And then I believe I used the Murray's grease. And then lastly, I put the edge booster and then the other edge control. Everything up, I used the Got to Be Glued sprayed and just spray my brush just to make it, stick together, kind of like a spritz. And then I just brushed everything into a ponytail using my scrunchie. I then proceeded to braid my ponytail up, and then I wrapped my hair, with the scarf. You can use a scarf, but I had to get ghetto and use a do-rag because I don't know what my scarf was at the time. And then I used these big rubber bands, so not the small rubber bands that you can use on like little kids or whatever like that. I used the bigger ones for my ponytail for the base part. Because I didn't, usually I would have used the headbands that go around the perimeter of your head, but I didn't have that. So I used the big rubber bands and just put them on top of each other for more, sturdier support. And it gave that, that inch in between my head and the ponytail. It'll all come together in the end, but this is how I did the base of my ponytail, where you wrap around the weave at the end. So from this point, I grabbed my braiding hair and I just act like, when braiders are about to attach braiding hair to your real hair for a braid, you just pretty much do that same thing for your ponytail. So the excess hair that I have left out, outside of the rubber bands and stuff, I attached the braiding hair to that part and just began braiding it into one single braid. You want to braid that hair all the way down. I stopped, right before my boob, I would say, and I cut off the excess and I just put a rubber band on the end and try to make it into like a ball so it won't stick out of the weave. And it should look something like this. Then use my Gatsby spray and my black strips. So you use these black strips when you're doing like finger waves or whatever, but I use these black strips, sprayed it with some Gatsby spray to make it hard in the long run. And I just wrapped the black strips around my ponytail, starting above the rubber bands. And I did this because the black strips are hardened from the Gatsby spray, and this will protect the glue that you'll wrap the weave around this braid from getting on your hair, so your hair won't be get pulled out or anything like that from the glue. That's why it's called a glueless ponytail, because your hair has no glue on it once you take it out. So when you're done wrapping those black strips around that braid, it should look something like this, and the spray will harden those black strips, and you should be good to go ahead, wrap that hair around that braid. So I grabbed my hair glue and some old bundles. I used Body Wave, I believe, for this ponytail. But I just I placed the glue onto the edges of that weave, and I started wrapping the weave right above the top of the rubber band at the bottom of the braid, if that makes sense, as you saw that I just did. And you just want to keep wrapping, going up, and you're going to keep following this motion. You're going to wrap and blow dry until you get to the very top of the ponytail. Place your first track on, it should look something like this. So your girl had to check it out, see if I like the length, and 30 inches comes right at my butt, so I think I was feeling it. So once you get to the top of your head for that last track, you want to try to get as close as possible to the top of your head without getting glue on your real hair. And this is how the ponytail should look once all of the tracks is on it. At this point, I used my yarn that I'll be placing around the top of my ponytail, and I plugged up my flat irons because I'm going to flat iron a piece to wrap around my real hair. I used my Gatsby spray just to spray the top of that ponytail and start combing the hair all in the same direction, because you want it to look as natural as possible, kind of like it's coming out of your scalp, or coming out your ponytail naturally in a way. Even though this long ponytail, everybody know it ain't mine, but you get the picture. So this is the piece that I chose. I just pulled it from the back. You can pull it from the back, and you just want to flat iron it as straight as possible, and spray it with some Spritz or some Gatsby spray, whichever one you have. And you just want to wrap it around the very top of your head, just like this. So you want to wrap and spray just to ensure that it stays, and this will be the beginning part of your ponytail. with that last piece of wrapping around, you then just want to blow dry your hair just to make sure it stays. Okay, and after that, you can take that scarf off, or in my case, a do-rag, and your ponytail should look something like this, sis. And this is before you style it or do your edges and do the last little things to it. But this is how your ponytail should look. So I then grabbed my yarn and I proceeded to wrap my yarn around the beginning of my ponytail. Now, just to FYI, the yarn is optional. I just wanted to use the yarn just to give it like a little more style and just make it like a cuter look. My baby hairs and left the ponytail as is, but I wanted to add, you know, more defining curls, so I used my wand curl and I just began wanding it. And I think the clip changed because my baby started crying, so I went to sleep that night. But I woke up the next day and I started wanding my ponytail. And I just did it by section, no specific section, kind of just like a messy way because I didn't want like anything defined, but this is kind of how I did it. And once I did the curls, then you'll see what I did next. So at this point, I'm filling this ponytail. So I used both of my edge controls and I used less than a dime size, just kind of just like what I just showed you on my middle finger. And I put the first edge control on first, the brown one, and then I put the edge booster on second because it's kind of less thick than the first edge control. You know, I'm natural, so I need the thick first and then the more creamier one second. And I just put those on my edges right there for my baby hairs, and I just began to swoop it. And every girl should know how to do baby hairs. If not, keep practicing, sis, and this is how you can learn. Okay, and after that, I was pretty much done with the ponytail. I just kind of wanted to set it because I had to go get dressed and stuff. So I sprayed the ponytail with the Gatsby spray, or you can use Spritz if you have Spritz, but I just like the Gatsby spray. And I just sprayed it around the whole ponytail. And I didn't drown it in the Spritz. I just kind of sprinkled it over. And then I used my black strips that I put on my ponytail to block the glue from my real hair. I wrapped that around my edges just to set my edges, excuse me. And you're gonna leave that on. You can blow dry it, or you can just leave it on depending on how long until you have to be ready. But that's pretty much it. The ponytail is done. And this is the final look. I should get the MILF of the Year award, period. But thanks guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you enjoy. See you soon.